Hey everyone, it's Yvonne Emile Elizondo from Silver Moon Astrology and Transpersonal Counseling, also known as Silver Moon Counseling. I am here today because I want to know if everybody is experiencing as much pain and frustration and annoyance and irritability as I am with this Mercury retrograde in Aries. Yes. Okay, so I've had so many tech issues, mailing issues, communication issues. Like, I'm just ready to go and hide under the covers. I know that's not the biggest deal in the world, but oh my goodness. Like, it's just one thing after another after another. And after a while, you just want to whatever. So how is everybody doing with this Mercury retrograde? I hope you are surviving. Right. So Mercury turned retrograde on the 6th, April 6th, like 2 days right before the solar eclipse in Aries. And it's not going to turn direct until April 26th. So we have a few more days here, 6 more days. But then it has its shadow period. So we're really not safe from Mercury until probably the second week of May. But yeah, that's, yeah. Anyhow, so I am also here today, not just to complain about Mercury retrograde, but because today, April 20th, we have an exact conjunction that happens with Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. And so this is really important. And I want to give you the exact time that this happens, because I don't think I cast the chart for the exact time. So this happens at exactly, let me tell you, I know, bad astrologer. I didn't even pull the chart, the timing right when I pulled the chart. So this becomes exact on, oh, here we go. Today, Saturday, 9:44 p.m. That is so crazy. That is that's insane, because the chart that I pulled was actually for 9:44 a.m. Oopsie. Anyhow, okay, so we'll talk about that, and then I'll show you some other stuff that's going on in the chart that is really, I mean, just today is just, the energy just feels so unstable today. So let me show you the chart and then we can go from there. See, hopefully you're not feeling as much instability as we are over here at the Elizondo home. So here we go. Yes, I did. Check that out. Okay. I actually pulled a chart for 9:44 a.m. by coincidence, by coincidinky, but there are no coincidences, right? So this is interesting. So this is Central Standard Time, of course. Do not pay attention to the houses. I'm not working with house systems yet. I just want to show you here we're going to have, okay, and it's going to be at the degree is going to be at 2150 degrees, right? So this is going to be 12 hours later. Sorry, guys. All right. So there we go. Jupiter and Uranus conjunct in Taurus. This is a big one. And then the other thing that I just kind of want to show you here is that Pluto, the sun is starting to make, a almost direct square. It's working its way up to Pluto. So that's some of the energy that we're feeling, that power struggle right now, maybe fighting for control. We're also having this beautiful Mercury retrograde. Ugh. Okay, Venus. That was so not a grown-up thing to do, right? Like that was just bad. I literally just behaved like a child there. Yeah. So you know what? It felt good. I'm okay. I'm okay feeling like a child today. Let's go back to the chart. Okay, so where was I? Yes, so we have this Mercury retrograde Venus Chiron conjunction that's also happening in Aries. So we still have a lot of activation in Aries, but this is the one I think that's just being a little troublemaker today. So here we have the moon. Whoops. Wow. I have no idea what happened there, but let's try to erase that. There we go. Okay, so here I tell you, Mercury is just like, bleh. There I go again, being a child. Okay, so we have the moon in Virgo today. All right, the moon in Virgo can be sensitive, right? Looking at the details and stuff, but it's like it's anchoring all three of these planets up here in Pisces. So let me erase this again, so I can show you what we're looking at here. So the moon, here we go, in Virgo is anchoring. Okay, it's a wider opposition to Saturn. Okay, it's a pretty close opposition. Okay, it's a little bit past. It's a separating opposition to here we go, Mars, and it's working its way up. Okay, to an opposition with Neptune. All right, so let me just show you what's going on here, because I think this is part of what's happening today. So we have Mars. Mars is besieged, right? It's between Saturn and Neptune. And so I want to give you an idea of what that is about. There's a lot going on today. So yeah, if you're feeling that energy, it's disruptive, it's changing, it's unstable. Okay, so let's talk about this Uranus Jupiter conjunction because it happens every 14 years. Yes, if I'm doing my math correctly, it happens every 14 years. And so, yeah, this is kind of a big deal, especially because it's in Taurus. And Taurus is the energy of stability. It's the energy of groundedness, right? Taurus likes stability. It likes consistency. It's a fixed earth sign. It does not like change. If you all know any people with, heavy Taurus energy in their chart, you will know that they have a very difficult time with change. Working on it. I'm working on it. So when Uranus is in Taurus, Uranus does not feel comfortable in Taurus. And it's been in Taurus for about 5.5 years here. We're working up on 5.5 years. So it's not going to leave Taurus. Uranus does not leave Taurus until next year. Okay, and I want to say it's April, May next year. So we still have another year of Taurus, hanging out, Uranus hanging out in Taurus. Now, let me try that again. Uranus is the energy of change, right? Uranus it's sudden change, it's electrifying, it's instability all of a sudden. It represents earthquakes, it represents, tornadoes to some extent. Weather patterns are going to be very challenging right now because of this Uranus energy in Taurus. Taurus represents Earth, right? And Uranus is change. Anyhow, so Uranus doesn't feel comfortable in Taurus because Uranus's job is to bring in change, and Taurus does not like change. So we have this conflicting energy right now, and I feel that that's kind of why we're starting to feel this really stronger instability when it comes to our sense of groundedness. Now, if we're talking, psychospiritual, just think about what's happening, in your life. There may be something that's, situation, a person, an experience that's bringing in, a change and sudden change, maybe unexpected change. Things all of a sudden they seemed stable with Taurus, and then all of a sudden it's like the ground, gets shifted underneath you, and you're like, well, what just happened, right? What do I do now, right? Now let's bring in the Jupiter piece. Now, Jupiter and Taurus, a little bit better energy because Taurus likes comfort. It likes things to go easy. It likes things to be smooth. And for the most part, Taurus energy is a more laid back kind of, let's get things done on my own time kind of energy. And Jupiter is okay with that. Jupiter is about fortune and ease and grace and just, having an overall easy time with things. So, you have these two different energies, one that's doesn't feel very comfortable in Taurus, that Uranus energy that wants change. And change isn't just like, I'm just going to change things up. Change is about progress, right? It's about moving forward. That's why this Uranus energy sometimes is considered the genius energy. It's the out of the box thinking experience. It's moving us forward into progression. It doesn't like to step back like Saturn does. Uranus likes to move forward. And in order to move forward, we have to break down those barriers that are keeping us from moving forward. So this energy in Taurus today can feel, right, like, okay, we're going to want to take things easy, but we're having this sudden, thing that we have to deal with all of a sudden. Now, collectively, what this energy represents, in my opinion, is it's a change, collective change for us to move forward. And one of the examples that I can share with you is technology, right? So technology is one of those experiences that we're having collectively, AI, right, that we're having collectively that is going to propel us into the future. All right, so that's one of the examples with this Uranus Jupiter conjunction. Jupiter is about moving forward as well. Let me try that again. I tell you, it's Mercury retrograde. It's all over the place, even in my mouth. But okay, so Uranus is because it represents technology and it represents the future and it represents progress. Jupiter right? This is Uranus. Jupiter is about making that bigger, because whatever Jupiter touches is going to expand. It's going to get bigger. Okay. And so that's what I'm expecting, right? We're going to experience some changes coming along technologically. Obviously, we see some of that, but we can also start seeing more of these disruptions or changes in stability of the actual Earth, of Mother Earth. We've seen, like, there was a breakout of, I don't know how many tornadoes here in the States a few days ago. We're starting to see volcanic eruptions. We're starting to see, earthquake energy happening, and we're anticipating, okay, maybe a bigger earthquake here to happen as we get closer to this conjunction, which happens later today, right? So again, it might not happen exactly today, but it's when these two planets have been hanging out together, we've been seeing more of that disruptive Earth energy. So what does that mean for you, right? Well, I think this is a time when we are, Uranus is propelling us to say, okay, where are we bound, and how can we move beyond that? Like, we start to take a look at our life, and we start to anticipate, what changes do I need to make? How can I progress? Where am I headed? Where am I going? Right? And so we look at Jupiter, and Jupiter is like, all right, dude, kind of help us out here, because Jupiter is the truth seeker. It's the guru in the chart. It wants to develop. It wants to be better. It wants to grow. It wants to learn. It wants to encompass, everything that it can. And so Jupiter expands up until the bounds of Saturn, right? But Uranus wants to move beyond the bounds of Saturn. It wants to move beyond those regulations and those belief systems and those things that we have told ourselves that keep us limited and keep us maybe small, or maybe don't allow us to expand and grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, as much as we can. So you may want to use this energy today to sit and meditate. Of course, we're going to sit and meditate, right? Or think about, where do I need to grow in my life? What direction am I actually going? What's stopping me? And how can I think myself outside of the box? Or how can I use my body, okay, to guide me, to guide me? My friend Julie does amazing somatic experiencing work. And so the goal of that is very much to tap into the nervous system and let your body tell you, what it needs to tell you, because it's the mind-body connection. And Uranus represents the nervous system. So if you have been feeling more nervous here, more irritated, more restless the last few days, we'll just blame it on Uranus. Let's just blame it on Uranus. So, okay, so that's the Uranus-Jupiter conjunction. This is pretty big. Collectively, just see what it means for you. Now, let's take a look at this, moon, Virgo moon, that's anchoring Saturn, Mars, and Neptune in Pisces, right? So this Virgo moon is Earth, okay, and this is just today, because this transit is going to move very quickly, April 20th. So the moon is anchoring these three planets, but what's happening right now is that it's activating all three of these energies. It's activating Saturn, so it's solid. Saturn is about solidity. It's about foundation. It's about structure. Mars is about action, orientation, movement, and the Neptune, I don't think Neptune knows what it's doing half the time, because it's kind of oblivious to everything around it, right? So that's very Neptunian energy. Neptune represents, that spiritual, ethereal, foggy kind of energy. So you have this, Saturn on one side, that's solid earth, grounded. And then you have Neptune on the other side, that's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's just kind of see where we head. And Mars is action. So right now you may be feeling like, what do we do? Or at least that's how I'm feeling. I'm like, do I want to work out? No. Do I want to go to the store? No. I have no idea what I'm doing. How about I just sit here and I just have a daydream, which I've been daydreaming all morning, right? That's very Neptunian energy, okay? So today you may feel that way, mostly today, because that moon activates all three of those by opposition, right? So once the moon moves on, we're still going to have this energy where Mars is besieged between these two planets. And so you may be feeling this for some time here. I'll tell you exactly. Let's see when this energy moves out of the way, so we can just let's see. So this doesn't start like alleviating until probably around, about the 30th. the 30th of April. So from now until the 30th of April, you may be feeling like this, right? Mars doesn't like to be restricted. It doesn't like to be restricted by Saturn, because Saturn says no a lot, and it doesn't like to not have direction. And so with Neptune, Mars doesn't have clear direction. So that sense of motivation, that sense of movement, that sense of direction, you may be struggling with that. You may have this tug of war between yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and then I have no idea where I'm going. So and again, this energy is also happening during Mercury retrograde, right? So again, there's a lot going on. And then Mercury retrograde is conjunct, what's her name? Venus, Venus, okay, in Aries, along with Chiron. So we still have a lot of that healing energy happening, but more from the heart. And so relationships right now might be a little tricky, and relational friendship connections might be a little tricky because Mercury retrograde, is connecting to Venus. Venus is about the heart. So you may have some misunderstandings, misinterpretations, miscommunications during this time period as well. So see, there's a lot going on. I say we all stay in bed and just have chocolate. That's very Taurus energy, by the way. I have no problem doing that. I'm Taurus rising, Saturn in the first. Anyways, all right, everyone. So that is it. What can we do with this energy? Be patient, be still. One of the lessons that I am learning is very much about, and you'd be surprised because with Saturn in my first house, you would think that I'm just solid and still. No, I have Mercury retrograde at the top of my chart. So I'm like ding, 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 ding all the time, right? I am learning to be still. And so this is what I've been working on. I have been working on finding my center of gravity. And my center of gravity is our heart. Your center of gravity is your heart, right? So the heart is an electrical organ, okay? An electrical organ that is constantly beating. So with every beat, it's sending out energy. It's sending out, electromagnetic energy, okay, that surrounds us. And so finding that center of gravity for me is like being still in my heart, being still in my emotions, being still in my nervous system, okay, and just taking those deep breaths to find that center of gravity, okay, because I got nothing else for you. I'm sorry. That's all I got right now because I'm trying to make it through. So yeah, that's very, Venus and Aries is very much about I go first and then you, okay? Oh, geez. Anyways, that's one of the ways that you can, work through this energy is find that stillness in your heart, find that peace in your heart, but also connect to your own spiritual practice, right? And if you don't have a spiritual practice, then connect to a philosophical approach, right? I think right now, our belief systems are being tested. Okay. And so they're changing. Our belief systems are changing. And sometimes as human beings, we strive to hold on to something, to some belief system, right? So if your belief systems are changing right now, that's okay. Go with the flow, explore it, see where it leads, right? But I think the idea is to allow yourself to expand and grow beyond the current belief systems that you have. But if the current belief systems that you have are what are keeping you grounded, then stay in that, right? Like, let's find some grounding because Uranus in Taurus is causing that wibbly wobbly effect. And, some of us do struggle more than that. So if you have strong Taurus energy, you're probably going to feel this. The fixed signs are also going to feel this energy. And then, yes, the fixed signs are also going to feel this. That would be Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. If you have strong energy, you're going to feel that in your chart, but you're also going to feel it even if you don't have strong energy in the fixed signs, you're going to feel that energy in whatever part of Taurus is in your chart. It happens to be in my first house. So what's been going on with my nervous system for like the last 2, 3, 4 years? Yeah, Uranus has been trampling just through my health. Yeah. Anyhow, so that is it. I mean, go out, have some chocolate, have some coffee, enjoy yourselves, take it easy, explore what the meaning of life is, take a look at what your purpose is. And if you don't want to do any of that, just go read a book. Read a book. You got to read a book. Like you got to read a book or do some tarot or meditate or play the flute. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just be good to yourselves. All right, everyone, that is it. I am out of here. If you want to learn more about your astrology or how this, could impact your life, you can find me at silvermooncounseling.org. That is silvermooncounseling.org. And that is it. I am out of here. I'm going back under the covers. for a little while because I have a client in a few. But I wish you all the best Saturday ever. Love you guys. Blessed be.